All right. Something for the 125th, guys, the scale builders. I forget who asked. I've had a couple people ask to see a couple things I was working on, and I haven't built or owned models in decades, literally. But you see over here that snap together Plymouth Fury. This one was built for the kiddo. He picked the colors. He snapped it together. I painted it for him. He didn't want a clear coat on it, so whatever. Um, Nonetheless, that's the first thing I've built for decades right there. uh, this guy over here is the 1978 issue of the 56 Bel Air, the monogram. You'll have to excuse this crude building. It's just a generic one off of eBay. I haven't put the garage doors or the windows in yet. Just barely painted it and kind of barely got it together. Just want somewhere to put some cars when I do, if I do get some finished. This guy's kind of stalled here. The paint job's done. It's got a 409 in it. I believe I did we did a 3D printed straight axle up front. And this axle set up in the ass end, which isn't for the car. I need to actually do some molding back there. See how it's all cheeseballed in there. I haven't done any putty work at all yet. That axle is out of the same kit as the engine, the 62 Bel Air, which I'll show you my kit here shortly. Anyway, so here this is. I will finish that. I need to paint the trim on it. As you can see, the white on the roof is all roughed in. The trim has just got white slopped on it. This guy over here was a kit that I bought in a stash, and it was open. Actually, no, this one came from a swap meet. Same thing, though. It was open. The engine was partially built. The engine is still partially built. I just did some fine tuning on the paint, and it still needs to be finished. The whole thing was red, if I remember right. The transmission was red with and the block was blue. It was stupid looking. Nonetheless, I'll finish that. Building this as a tribute built. When I was a kid, we had a 55 with a tilt front end and a tunnel ram. So it was a cool truck. I didn't know it very well because I was young, but I do remember it fairly. Let's see here. There's nothing really to go over in here. Barely at all. Yeah, okay. A couple other things I'm working on, which you see over here, right next to the important stuff. These were a couple promos that I found out in the field when they were on a car, but they were in a field when I was picking up, I think it was 62 Fleetwood. Anyway, we got a 60, what is that, 67 Bonneville, and then a 65 Riviera. And this truck was there as well, a 63 unibody pickup. It was trash. The roof was caved in. So I've got I don't know if I can get that to sit in there with no interior. I've got a little roadster conversion going. The window's at the wrong angle, yada yada. But finally the bodywork's done. It needs another coat or two of primer after I sand it a little bit. There's a little bit, you see where I shaved the door handles, needs a little bit of love. We need to scribe out those door grooves a little better. Wheels and tires are out of the Spirit of the 57 kit. Engine is out of the 68 Cougar top fuel thing. I actually just bought the engine separately offline. This guy, which it's funny how bright yellow it looks on camera. It's a pale yellow. but it looks taxi yellow on camera. This thing was built out of a bag. It was a kit that I think I bought for $10 out of a bag, and it needs to be finished. I had it finished a few weeks ago, and I went to clear coat it. This is Rust-Oleum, and you boys know how special that shit is. Anyway, the clear coat ate the fuck out of the Rust-Oleum, so I had to strip it and wasted a set of graphics or decals, whatever you want to call them. Which it's all right, since then I radius the back wheels. Now, I want to say these are the wheels out of the kit, the box. This is the 51 Chevy, and it's a AMT kit. But they only had 3 of each wheel, so we only had 3 of the Stillies, and then we only had 3 of the Kragers. And those aren't Kragers. I don't know what the hell those things are. Close enough, though. Actually, I think they are. Nonetheless, those would be the original looking Kragers. Nonetheless, so that's what I did. And the engine is out of the Coca-Cola Dodge D100 thing, I think, the pickup thing. And we've already lost one of the stacks, which is awesome. And I fucking lost it, and it went down the heater vent, so that's real special. Interior's all detailed. I don't know how much of it you can see. Two-tone interior, roll cage. The dash is all detailed. You can't really see much in there. But nonetheless, I'll finish this. Okay. This should be done in a couple days. I need to mask it off and paint all the trim. As you can see, it's got some white overspray on it there. And then put some decals on it. And then I will finish that truck. And then I'll finish the 56 and so on and so forth. Even though I started with the 56. And here's our 62 Bel Air kit. Like I say, it's the early 90s. I believe it's a 92 or 93 release. And this box right here is not what it is. That's what the 56 came in. Just a pile of parts. You see that guy there? The 53, that's the one that's in the diorama thing. That little car underneath is another one that I'm going to let Michelle's kid build. Let's go look at the stash. There's a cool little truck. That's a die-cast though, but very cool. Has an extendable flatbed on it. I'm going to put that in the diorama. And that guy's a little too big. What do we have here? We got a nice little set of 57 Cadillac wheels from 3D scale pots. Those are nice. I don't think they were too terrible. I think I spent $50 on them. I don't know what they were, but to me it's nice to not have to deal with getting them to look the way they do from a 3D print. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Now, keep in mind, a couple months ago, there was nothing in here. I bought, I don't know, 10 models. And then I went on a little tangent, and I may have bought quite a few of them. Okay. So let's go ahead and start up here. I'll just let you guys pause as you need. They're in here from different years, varied. Some are open, some aren't, depending on the stash I bought them from. Some came from thrift stores, vendor malls, yada yada. Let's see here. Now I have these and all these Shazooms here that I bought. I've picked up a stack of, let's see here. I picked up a stack of, what is it, Jimmy Flintstone resin bodies. And they all use that windshield for their roof line. So that's why I bought so many of those. And I don't really want to pull those out right now. We can get into them later. Up here, let's see, we have that black 59 is a 1/32 scale. Just a bunch of cool shit that I've picked up over the last couple months. Now, some of these are from the, I don't think there's very many in this stash from the 60s, but there are a couple in here from the 60s. Some are from the 70s. A lot of them from the 80s. And there's some 90s. And obviously some early 2000s and whatnot. But I'm trying to get a hold of a bunch of classic stuff. In this kit right here, you can't really see it, but that's where that Hemi came out of. Bunch of cool little shits. I decided I'm going to build a handful of gassers, and this here is my build pile. These two stacks. So I'm going to build these. I might get them another one or two. Now, one thing we do have here is things are double stacked. Give me a second here. Okay. Sorry about the screwed up camera angle for a couple moments. Okay. I'm not sure what I put back here. There's a bunch of models back there. That one up on top is a little 40 Ford convertible, but those are all 1/32. There's 4 of them there. And then let's see, we actually have a couple cool things back there. I don't know if you can see them. Let me see. Give me a second here. Bear with me, fillers. There's a certain model I'd like to pull out. Okay, we'll get it out later. We aren't going to be able to get it out too far. But if you take a look back there, there's an old Stagecoach. Well, I can't really see. I'm holding the camera, so I can't really see it. But we'll get into it later. Anyway, there's that stack. And then we have that row back there. Now this row here, which a lot of these are pretty common, and some are a little more uncommon. Now the other day I went with my dad to help him clean out his garage and get back to some metalworking tools, and I found 50 kits in the back of his garage. see all those. Bunch of cool stuff in my funny car section. And just a bunch of old Fords. Okay. Now these are some of my dad's kits. You see there's a couple Snap-ons in there, which are cool. They're older. And what else do we got back here? Some more of my dad's kits. One of those Corvettes is mine, the one with the plastic on it. Cool stuff. Anyway, just a glimpse into a bunch of cool shit. Like I say, a couple months ago, I had none of this. And I made the mistake picking up a few kits. These guys here. Those are a couple of my dad's kits too. This Shelby kit's his. The Vantum is his. And some of those older ones over in the back there are his as well. Oh, actually, this 37 Ford kit was his. But the rest of these rejects are all mine. Now I have one that's kind of unique. Oh, here's another one down here, actually. What else do we have here? A cool little chopped Jimmy Flintstone resin body. Now what's funny on this, the first day I brought it home, had it sitting on the table. You can see right there's a couple of teeth marks. This has been in a pit bull's mouth. She survived. And down there we have the garage doors and whatnot to our diorama. Okay. We got some parts. This guy here is just parts. Like I said, a bunch of resin bodies. Which there's a nice one. I'll get to that. Here's another one of my plastic kits. You see how much these things cost? Now this is missing, let's see. I think it was missing like some inner wheels or something. It's missing something. It was painted previously too, and I soaked it and stripped it and got it in primer. I'm not going to do anything with it for a while. Now this box here is just full of parts. This little box is just engines. There's an engine stand or two in there. But I have a couple bad boy engines in there we're going to get to. We have a bunch of wheels and tires and a bunch of stupid stuff. There's actually a couple models, or I think just one model. There's two models in there. Now this one isn't much of anything to most people, but it's hard to come by. And I had to get one because I have one. we have a couple parts rattling around. What's not on it is in the bag here. The front bumpers and stuff weren't glued on it when I got it, so if I remember right, one of the mirrors is broke, yeah. But nonetheless, I have a mid-80s Suburban that we're working on outside. So, I will pull this thing apart and duplicate my ride. But it's a cool little ride. It was built by somebody a long time ago. And they did fairly decent. Doesn't look horrible. Now, there might be some people that recognize the truck off the line or not, but you do not, 100% do not want to know what I spent on this thing. It's stupid. But nonetheless, I own it. Okay, let's throw it back in this bag. You guys got to bear with me doing this all one-handed and one-armed. Okay. And this guy here is full of resin bodies. And we have a bunch of cool stuff. And this is an old Cadillac. This is an old Cadillac. Oh, this is an old Cadillac. Did you guys see a pattern going there? Nonetheless, there's more than just caddies in here. I'm not going to pull everything out, but what is that? Huh. Very cool. It's a 57 Chevy. Custom. But nonetheless, I won't be doing very many videos of my models. But there they are. Out of nowhere. Fucking 130 kits. Stupid. And they all are believed to be complete. So, actually, I know they are, because I've opened everything that is open and looked at it. Let's see here. What can we touch on? This guy here is fairly cool. I'm sure it's a standard kit that a lot of people have. However, what did I spend on this? We spent a little chunk of money on it. 32 bucks. And I believe the main reason we did that is because of this little cool thing right here. We have, what is this? Photo etched, I believe this is. But it's a cool little grill. Cool little piece. It actually matches the box art. A cool little piece. So like, share, subscribe. Like I say, we won't be looking into my models too much. But they are here. I haven't had much time to work on them, but I do get time once in a while. Excuse the angle there. Do get time once in a while. And I'd say it's probably the last hour of my night right before I go to bed. But I have so much shit to do. It's time to start getting shit done. So these guys, like I say, I only have a plan to build about a handful of them. And it's only going to be when I barely get slow. But you see that cool little piece there? You see I spent too much on it, obviously. $28 is way too much for that, but I needed those parts. And right here is a cool little kit too. I needed those parts. I haven't put anything to use yet. All the engines are chrome. Have separate little crankshafts, camshafts. They're a cool little unit. This one I bought just to pull that engine out of. Look at that. $24 just to pull the engine out of it for my Suburban. Anyway, we'll get back to it. I'll keep you guys posted. If you want any updates on anything, just comment and I will get you guys there. But there they are, my 125th collection from the 60s to the 90s. And actually, like I say, there is some 2000s in here as well. So probably a lot of these are going to be 2000. Some of the repops are the 2000s over here, obviously. But yes, I've been going for a lot of classics. And I still have my eye on a few things, but I don't have much room, so I won't be picking up much more stuff. Like I say, if you guys want any information on anything, just comment. Looks like a lot of the stuff that everybody else has. Like I say, there's a lot to do, a lot to be done. Oh, I didn't even get you guys into all my diorama stuff. I have a bunch of diorama decals, little boxes and whatnot. But I have a long way to go. So like I say, this is generic building basically. I just have to dummy it up to make it look like mine. So I will post this stuff once every couple months, but not much. Like I say, I haven't done much of it for decades. But here it is, the modeling bar. That's a cool little place. It's a mess right now. You got engine stands, engine pieces to all the original. I assembled the original equipment to the 51 just because we can use it for diorama setup. Here's some more diorama setup stuff. 56 tranny I cut off of there. The 56 intake original stuff. That'll be sitting on shelves in there. We got little cars and stuff, whatnot. A bunch of stupid shit. I'm not sure what that is. That came in one of my junk boxes. Somebody's idea of something. A little stockpile of engines, engine parts. We got, what is this, a generator and a radio for diorama stuff? Look how terrible this thing was built. Look at this thing. Fucking terrible. That's not what you expect when you grab it. I mean, you can tell it was thrown together in a minute. It doesn't match the era I want to use in my little diorama, so I'm not using it. Neither does this 2000s radio. And you see the stockpile of shit we got here. We got some of these things from the old Hobby Lobby, some styrene, some more styrene. I mean, this is what everybody's shelf looks like, right? And like I say, this thing did not exist 2 months ago. It looks like it's been here for months already. All right. Yes, so. And what do we have here? The interior bucket to the truck, which is barely started. I have to finish the white and then clean up the green lines. See, I used a metallic in there. But that's a long ways off, so no judgment. Yeah, other than that, I will check back in with you guys later, I suppose. I don't think we did anything special under here. Yep, nothing special at all just yet. We still have a long ways to go. This guy, I haven't even got the tires mounted yet, but that one, I want to say that the suspension, I want to say the entire suspension is off of the, you see how I have the metal piece of a butt connector connecting the axle right now? I have to take care of that as well. But this entire suspension kit, I cut the front of the axle off, obviously, or the front of the chassis, and made it a gasser chassis. But the suspension is off of the Spirit of the 57 kit. Wheels, tires, front and rear ends. Which front end is straight axle, dropped straight axle. Rear end is, I'm not even sure what it is. I can't even see if we have bolts on that or not. Looks like it might be a 9-inch. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll look at it when I get it all. I have to tear it apart here in a couple days, so I'll give more of a shit. But you see, there we are, lightly detailed. Still have a long ways to go. I didn't even paint the engine. There's no black wash on anything yet. It has a long ways to go. No spark plug wires on nothing. Neither engine is attached because the spark plug wires. Hey, Ivy, would you stop it? And I have to get this stack figured out. That's what I bought these metal pipes for. But we'll see. I might come across. I might make one out of plastic, or come across one out of one of the other kits. But there's a drive line for it. It needs a little bit more detail. I just got the center painted and need 2 ends painted. There's the grill for it, which I just mixed up some shitty orange paint and used it. Looks decent enough. When you put it on camera and get it up close, it looks like shit though, but it'll be alright. I don't know what else to go over. There they are, a bunch of parts. There's my building fucking station and all my shit. It's a mess. Maybe next couple weeks this might be finished. I need to finish painting the Cadillac first though, so we'll see how it goes. I'll probably cross the finish line with this at about the same time. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, leave something in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.